Oh man. So these are a few things that. Hold on. There's a few things that I was actually. You know what? I had a question that I wanted y'all to.
We just got a stories from the cell. Shout out to Gilly and Wallow.
It was a post that I sent to our chat. It said, "If he wants you, he will show it. If he doesn't want you, he will show it. Either way, you will be shown the truth. Make sure you respond accordingly." And it's a quote from Corey, the trainer. I don't know who that person is. I just saw it and I thought it would be some decent conversation. I wanted to know what you guys thought about that. It says, and you guys dwell in the clouds. Cultivate your roots. Be humble, all y'all.
Appreciate y'all for listening too, man.
If he-
Really appreciate y'all.
If he wants you, he will show it. If he doesn't want you, he will show it. Either way, you will be shown the truth. Make sure you respond accordingly. Corey, the trainer.
Yeah, like I said in the in our text message thread, chat, is that just don't confuse the wants, because sometimes you confuse the want. Well, he wants you for what? Sexually, or he wants you all the way around, as the full you. And I think sometimes, women will confuse the want.
Mm-hmm.
What you think, Mom?
I'm on the same sentiment as Jay every day, and I love that post. I always say that, man. I'm gonna act, because I know if y'all been rocking with us, y'all been rocking with us for a minute, y'all heard me say this. I'm me. I'm me all day, every day. I'm gonna be loving. I'm gonna fuck with my guys. I'm gonna show all this stuff. But when I don't see I'm not getting at least a little bit of it back, then I start acting accordingly to how you doing me. But I'm gonna come off as me regardless. I'm not gonna feel that I'm getting misused. I'm not gonna feel like I'm a whatever. I'm just gonna be me, because this is just the type of person I am. You don't dictate who I be. Now, I do act accordingly to how I want our friendship to go if I'm not getting anything back. Then that's when things act accordingly. And I tell everybody that. Be who you are. If you're that loving person, if you care about people, if you more giving, more of loving, more doing all that stuff, that's cool. Do all that. But when a motherfucker tell you who they are, believe them. That's just a straight fact. Believe who they are. And it's cool for you to fall back a little bit. But I'm a true statement, and that statement right there, yeah, motherfucker will show you what you want to show them, and you just act accordingly to what they showed you. And it's okay. It's perfectly fine. Because he might be a great boyfriend or a great girlfriend or whatever to other people. You just wasn't the person for him to be that great person too. Or vice versa, he's or her. Or however you identify it nowadays. But it's just that let people show you who they are, believe who you know, believe what they say and believe their actions. Because I can tell you whatever I want to tell you. It's my actions that's going to speak louder than words. That's why I don't be talking about, oh, I love you this, I do this. No, I'm going to show you by my actions. My actions going to speak way louder than what I'm words and what I'm going to say. Because when it matters the most, I'm going to be right there. But I really, truly love that quote where Spaces put in there or whatever. It's really dope. I like that.
My thought is, I think one of the biggest reasons why relationships are failing is because of the focusing of wants over needs. I think there isn't enough focus on what people need as humans, and wants are the biggest distractions in relationships, because what you wants are fleeting. What you want today will be different from what you want tomorrow.
Facts.
What you want at 20 will be different from what you want at 25. Not
Facts.
even like we and typically in these conversations we like to deal with it in decades. What you want at 20 will be different from what you want at 30. No. That changes on a far more frequent basis than a 10-year span.
Mm-hmm.
So when you say if he wants you, he will show it, that in itself is a loaded, not even loaded question, but a loaded statement. If he wants you, he will show it. Okay, what define the word want in reference to this individual? Because if a dude wants to smash you, he will show it. If a dude wants you around for a long time, he will show you. If a woman wants you around, if a woman wants a dude for around a long time, she will show it. So I think wants are fleeting. I think wants are distracting from long-term relationships. And I think the further we dive into wants and people don't realize when they specify the things that they want in relationships, they don't realize that what they're talking about, whatever they're listing off, isn't a necessity to a relationship, isn't a necessity to having a successful long-term relationship with anybody most of the time. That's what I hear because I listen to a lot of conversations surrounding this. YouTube has become my primary source of entertainment. Like, I listen to it day in, day out. And people don't focus on necessities. People focus on wants over needs. And hence the fact that relationships are divorce rates at 50%. You know what I'm saying? Half of divorces are half of marriages end in divorce. And to me, if you ask me, in my personal opinion, it's that number is growing. People don't even make it to marriage these days. So I think do I think the statement is true? Sure, but if you add more context to it, I think it's very vague, and I think it's the typical things that we hear people say just to get those clicks that I think it was Cultivate Your Roots was talking about earlier. Because these are general quotes, man. Like, if he wants you, he'll show it. Of course. If you want a job, you will show it, that you will apply for it, of course. But are you willing to do the work necessary that comes after that to keep that around? That's my question.
That's a good one right there.
Y'all got anything else y'all want to add? Because I just went on a tangent by accident.
No. Good money. I agree with everything you said.
And how do you, okay. In a lot of situations on both male and female parts, oftentimes when people are left to make their own decisions, often they choose wrong. Mm-hmm. Often they choose wrong. So when you say, make sure you respond accordingly, how do you know that you're choosing correctly for yourself? Because most often people choose wrong. If you have a person, let's just say I'll specify guys. You have the option of doing whatever work necessary to becoming a rapper versus an astronaut. Which one are you going to, like, full on choice? Like, you can go left or you can go right.
You won't really know if you made the right choice until like 5 to 10 years down the line.
But we know the track record of stuff like that, though.
That's true. But still, you might be what we might call a successful rapper. He might see different. The person might see different. So just because he was like, he maybe just love music like for real and real. So y'all know how I feel about this, but I'm just go with it. He might love music for real, right? And he might do a couple local bars, couple local like backyards, and he might think he popping. Because, everybody know him in the backyard and the bars that he doing. The little nightclubs he doing. He don't want to do no arenas. He want to do the bars and the clubs. And he got everybody in the hood singing his song or whatever, and he cool with that. That's successful to do. Like that, and that's successful to him. He think that's good. You feel me? Mm-hmm. So it all depends on what your idea of success is. Because that's just like when we put a spectrum of what is a successful person. Everybody gonna have a different thing. Like most people like, oh man, $1 billion. If I had $1 billion, that's successful. Not necessarily. That's not successful. Some people be in work for the post office for 25, 30 years, retired and put their kids through college and school. They stay in a nice house out in the suburbs somewhere. They got whatever car they want to drive. They ain't going hungry. They got all the clothes and shoes they wanted. Their sons and stuff ain't never had to sell drugs on the corner. Shit, that's successful to me. Mm-hmm. So it's all dependent on that's successful is subjective.
Go ahead, Jay. Every day you got something? No? Okay. So I think I think you're successful. I think we talked about this before. You're successful when whatever you're doing allows you to be able to positively impact the lives of the people around you. Mm-hmm. So, okay, cool. You're you may get booked for local restaurants or local clubs around you, right? You may be a local celebrity, cool.
That's crazy. For restaurants. Hmm? No, I just trying to be funny. I just said for a restaurant.
Okay.
He got booked for 4 restaurants in a week. He doing it.
Right. He think he's doing something, right? And it's even going to be a sports. Okay, I'm thinking about this. It's a specific example. And back when making a band was a thing, right? Those people that actually made it, when they told us their testimonies, they said they were sitting in long lines. They said they were sitting out there for days. They said it was thousands and thousands of people standing in these lines. They're outside. I don't know how they're using the bathroom. I don't know how they're eating. I don't know if they, you know what I mean? So that's one path for you to possibly go down versus I don't even want to say an astronaut. I'll say, let's just say a construction worker. Like you're owning your own construction business. Most people, often given the opportunity, the chance, people will choose what's not best for them.
But they only choose that because most people want to be, and I say this most thing very loosely, is want to be in a spotlight. Most people want to be like known, popular, and stuff like that. You very rarely to get the other half of the culture or whatever, like that just want to be, just give me the money and leave me the fuck alone. Like I don't want to be known. All I want you to say is, Mr. So-and-so, your car is ready. I don't need you to know who I am. I don't need you to see my face. I don't need you to know none of that. Mr. So-and-so, your car is ready and go on about our business. You feel me? Mm-hmm. But most people want to be popular. Most people want to be superstars. Most people want to be stars without money. They'd rather be a star without no money and be broke as hell. But everybody know them and be a star.
And that's exactly what I'm getting at with that, because people would rather look like they're successful than actually be successful.
You're right.
And that's what I hear when I hear wants over needs when it comes to these relationship conversations. Do you feel the base level expectations of you as a person? Can you do those things? Because we hear all the time, and in these relationship conversations in particular, women saying, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do that. And those 2 or 3 things that they're saying they're not going to do are what's most important to men.
Hey, man, everybody has a list, man. I don't get mad at nobody list talking about nobody what they doing. Because you might just not be the woman for me. You might be the woman for that other dude or whatever that likes what you just put out there. So I don't get mad at no woman list. But she say she want to do 6 feet, 6 figures, whatever, 666s, whatever she say. That's cool.
Devil.
That's good. That's cool with her. He said that's the devil.
It's the God devil.
It's whatever. Like, but if that's your list and that's what you want, that's what you want. Who am I to tell you what you're talking about is wrong? She might find the perfect dude in that list she got. It might be still a none. She might have to share him, but.
And that's the thing. And when it comes to those conversations, when the conversation of wants comes into conversation, when it comes to expectations, and I have these expectations of this, and you can list it off, and then whatever. People find themselves perpetually single, but instead of looking back at themselves and figuring out whatever it is that they're doing wrong, they say that the other people are wrong. But that's what I was thinking when I saw that. When I seen, I'm like, man, this is another Fluff post, man. Mm-hmm. This is another Fluff post just to get some shares, to bring some attention back to the page. I guess it works. Before you play that. Okay, so what's the dirt? I sent the 100. I don't think I've seen you in the podcast before. Welcome to the live stream. Thank you for commenting.
Well, no, what's the dirt?
Cultivate Your Roots said, actions tell you more than the mouth ever will. Thank you, Cultivate Your Light Skin. Straight up.
Light skinned people lame as hell.
Naps and Beauty said,
I'm just fucking around, man. I'm just joking. I don't want y'all to light skinned brigades to jump me outside going to my car.
Naps and Beauty said, I believe this age's dating pool consists of selfish people or those who are traumatized and can't handle a genuine person/relationship.
Mm-hmm. You right.
There you go.
Mrs. Everyday. Sister Everyday.
Be Humble said another Fluff post. That's about 98% of them, bro. 92% of them. For real. So I say that to say, and we'll close with this one, because I'll save those other 2 topics for next week.
I thought there was one more in there. Let me see what I wanted to get to. No, that post.
Cultivate Drew said, "Wow." hit her with the corporate. Wow.
Let me see what else in there. I think it was one more.